Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Hopkinton High School athletic fields for Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM, as today the 5-8 Hillers take on 11-3 Medfield in a crucial TVL large matchup. Medfield has already clinched a playoff spot. The Hillers, they pretty much need to win out to get that 500 mark. They have an outside chance of making it under 500, but it'll certainly help their case if they could take down this very tough Medfield team here today, but that is certainly a tall task. Tom Nappy on the call, John Ritz on camera on this beautiful afternoon. Temperatures in the 70s. Our goaltending matchup is going to be Rocco Horgan for the Hillers, and for the Medfield Warriors, it is Tim Casey in net. Standing in the center circle, Sam Vassington up against Ryan Dignan. 4 12-minute quarters, and we are underway. Medfield starts off with possession. Along the far side they go. Pass over by Cole Cloney. He finds Andrew Stanton. And now closing in, Lawson takes a shot, 1-0 Medfield. Caleb Lawson makes it 1-0, 32 seconds in. And correction on the Medfield goaltender. It's Robert Spence is in net for Medfield. Well, this Medfield team, they could certainly score quick goals, and they are very tough to defend against. Along the near side. And we apologize for those of you watching on the live stream. We've been trying to work through some kinks as of late, and we're having some technical difficulties, but this game will be up. The recording of the game will be up at a later time. Andrew Stanton with it. Driving in. Sends it out. Medfield trying to set something up, and what a nice shot there by Luke Murphy. So Luke Murphy makes it a 2-0 game at 10:42 left to go in the first. Well, if this keeps up, it's going to be a long afternoon for the Hillers. But this Medfield team, they have 40 on their roster and just a lot of experience and a very good program. In the center circle, Devin Canty up against Tim Casey. There goes Casey, scoops it up, rushes in, takes a shot, loose ball. And it's going to stay with Medfield. Connor Nee with it. Sends it out to Luke Murphy. Up the near side, Cole Cloney. Cloney trying to rush in, takes the shot, and it's scooped up by Horgan. Hillers trying to rush into Medfield territory. There's DiMichele with it. Now sent out along the far side. Over to McDonald. Owen McDonald with the pass to Rowan Gould. Cooper Goodman sends it over. Now John Sanda takes a shot. It's wide. It'll stay with the Hillers as McDonald gets to the back line. And takes it out. McDonald with a shot. And it was just to the left of the net. Stays with the Hillers. Del Ponte gets there. Out in front, Medfield gets it back. Scooped up by Patry. At a play along the near side. Horgan sent to send it down. Trying to close in. Sends it out over to Sanda. Out now to Gould. Pass by Bodette. Lavelinette. Now John Sanda. Trying to close in McDonald. And there's a Hiller score. Owen McDonald, who has been huge as of late for the Hillers, makes it 2-1. Right back in the game they are. It comes at 8:01 left to go in the first. Along the far side, loose ball. It's going to go Hiller's way. Correction, Medfield ball. Bethany with it. Driving in, shot, score. Chris Bethany. That'll make it a 3-1 game. Tim Casey with it. Sends it over to Luke Murphy. Offsides on Medfield. Hiller's ball. Up now to Del Ponte. I'll tell you, this Hillers team has gotten a lot better as the season has gone on, as that's sent wide. They've recently come up with big wins against Medway in overtime with a score in the very last second by Owen McDonald, who has the ball right now and takes a shot. It's a save. Saved by Robert Spence. Medfield looking for another score, and they'll get one. Connor Nee makes it 4-1 at 6:36 left. Now Medfield, they are just responding rapidly to everything the Hillers are trying to do. And look at that, another score. That was Tim Casey. (5-1) Medfield, 6:29 left to go. Over on the far side of the field, that's Chris Bethany. And we're attempting to address the technical difficulty with our live streaming, but to be honest, I'm not optimistic, folks. But we hope to hopefully have this problem fixed for next week and the senior night games. It is going to go Hiller's way. Over on the far side of the field. And we're going to get a timeout. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. It's a 5-1 Medfield lead. And at 4:38, it is a 4-point Warriors lead as Tim Casey with it. And we're going to get another timeout, 4:24 left to go. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Lacrosse on HCAM. 4:24 left to go off the timeout. A 6-2 Medfield lead. Pass over to Ryan McNeil. Along the far side, pass up by Gaffney. Stanton sends it over to Murphy. Luke Murphy driving in, sends it back. There's a shot and a save by Horgan. Good save there off the Matt George shot. Horgan rushing up the far side with it. It's knocked out. He's got to be careful coming way out of the net like that. Warriors trying to charge back in. McNeil sends it over. Matt George. Ooh, and almost interception there by ProVenture. It's batted around. Hillers get it back as Logan Del Ponte scoops it out of the air. Horgan. Over to Ian Tosca. Rolls it over to McDonald. And McDonald going to charge in. Oh, and he had a nice looking setup towards Luke Bodette. Maybe a little too much mustard on the pass. Owen McDonald is going to be key really every game for the Hillers, but especially in this game where you have a high-powered Medfield offense. Rushing up, McNeil. Chris Bethany with it. Lawson. Over Stanton. Cloney. Over to Murphy. And that is in. Just got past Rocco Horgan. Second goal of the game for Luke Murphy. Makes it a 7-2 Medfield lead at 1:42 left to go in the first quarter. Vasington with it. Over to Bodette. Picked up by Epstein. And now rushing up the field is Tim Casey. Casey with a shot. It's wide. Stays with Medfield. Bethany takes it in. He was looking to try to sneak in front of the net. Good box out there by the Hillers. Over to Lawson. Sends it out. Murphy. There's a shot deflected. There's Cole Cloney on the shot. Good deflection there by Horgan. Under a minute left to go in the first quarter. 7-2 Medfield lead. Closing in. And it's just wide. We're going to have a substitution. Lavelinette coming in for D. McKelly. I think D. McKelly might have got shooken up. Here comes Medfield. I think either a stick might have hit him or perhaps the ball. There's a shot, and it's just wide. We'll go back to the Hillers. Only 12 seconds left. They're not going to have time to do much. They're going to try to rush it upfield, play out the quarter. Get some long passes, who knows? And that's going to do it for the first quarter. After one quarter play, it's Medfield 7, Hopkinton 2. You're tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. We are ready for the second quarter. 7-2 Medfield lead. Hillers have their work cut out for them in this one against this tough Medfield team. Warriors now working right to left across your screen. Sent over. Along the far side now. Loose ball picked up by Del Ponte. Rowan Gould with it. Sends it out. Along the near side with it is Del Ponte. Del Ponte trying to close in. And sends it wide. Here comes McDonald. And out of play it goes. Along the far side is Kevin Arthur. Picked up now by Lawson. Lawson rushing up the field. Behind the net is Connor Nee. Sends it over to his right to Bethany. Out now to Cloney. Takes the shot just wide. Bethany with it. .10:05 and counting left to go in this first half. There's a shot and a score. What a shot by Cloney. He's got a good angle on it. Cole Cloney makes it 8-2. Medfield leading, 9:55 left in the second. Let's take a look at the boys lacrosse standings in the TVL Large. Medfield leading the way at 11-3. And there's another goal. Connor Nee. Just dominating right now. 9-2 game, 9:49 left to go. That was just 6 seconds after their first goal of the quarter. So you got Medfield 11-3, Westwood 9-2, Dedham Norwood at 6-6, the co-op. Hopkinton 5-8, Holliston 4-11, Ashland 3-10. TVL Small Dover, Sherborne, and Medway 7-7, Bellingham 4-11. Getting near the end of the spring season, believe it or not. Bethany, Hillers still need a few wins to potentially grab a playoff spot. But they were a young team coming into the season. They really were able to put it together and be competitive throughout the majority of the season, racking up a few good wins. As popping it in, Connor Nee, a nice pass by Chris Bethany, and Nee finishes. That makes it 10-2, Medfield. And 9:19 left to go. And the Hillers, they got to put a stop to this. Medfield's just going to keep packing it on. They're not going to back off. Devin Canty up against Tim Casey. Stacy wins that time. Bethany. Scoops it over to Knee. Sent out to Cloney. Now Stanton. Over to Lawson. Lawson with a shot. Good save there by Horgan. Here they come. Hillers along the far side. Proventure. We're getting off sides against the Hillers. Stanton with it. Well, Hiller softball had a good game against Medfield the other day, and unfortunately, we got most of the game out, but then we started having some technical difficulties. But the entirety of that game is up right now on our YouTube page. Good battle between Hiller and Medfield softball. We'll have the baseball game up soon as well also. Andrew Stanton with a goal for Medfield. They just keep piling it on. An 11-2 lead. At 7:56 left to go in the second quarter. Sam Vasington up against Joe Bartolotta in the center circle. Pretty good crowd on hand on this beautiful afternoon to take in the action. Bartolotta up to Murphy. And Hiller baseball yesterday had a nice rebound win after a tough loss to Medfield the other night. They lost to Medfield 12-0, but rebounded yesterday with I believe it was a 10-0 victory over Holliston in Holliston. They have clinched a playoff spot. Murphy with it. Sends it out. There's a shot and a score. Chris Bethany. Makes it 12-2 at 7:15 left to go. Lawson. Ooh, and they had some nice passing going on there. Murphy was trying to swipe it in, but ended up swiping it over the net. Stays with Medfield. There's a shot, and it's wide. Clock stopped at 6:59. Sent in. Lawson. Shot, saved by Horgan. Shot was by Cole Cloney. There goes Colby Lave-Lynette. Looking for John Sanda. Picked up now by Noah Epstein. And deflected, stolen away by Proventure. Good deflection there. Cloney was trying to sneak it past him, and Proventure says, no, you don't. Horgan going to take it up. Feeds it to Goodman. Cooper Goodman. Pass out to Sanda. On the far side, Gould. McDonald over to Del Ponte. Bodette with it. Now Del Ponte. Out to Goodman. Here comes Sanda. Del Ponte. Out to Goodman. Hillers trying to set up something in front of the net. McDonald going to take it around. Well, I'm sure Medfield's done their research, but Owen McDonald, they're keeping a close eye on him. They've been doubling him most of the game. It goes wide. It'll stay with the Hillers. And we have a penalty flag. It's going to be a 30-second penalty for offsides against Caleb Lawson. So the Hillers will have the man advantage. Big opportunity here to net a goal for the Hillers. Bodette. McDonald. Del Ponte. Back to McDonald. 10 seconds left on the penalty. I think the Hillers just need to start ripping some shots off here and get something going. Penalty has expired. Trying to drive in. Champlin. Out in front, McDonald. Owen McDonald with his second score of the game. Makes it 12-3, Medfield. Comes at 3:55 left to go in the half. Face off between Dylan Manser and Tim Casey. And now if you're the Hillers, you gotta stop Medfield from responding here. They've been responding to everything you're doing. We're gonna get an offsides. False start rather against the Hillers. Medfield rather, so the Hillers have it. Gould with it. Over to Champlin. Pulled down by Del Ponte. Bodette. Sends it over just wide, looking for Rowan Gould. It's going to go to Medfield. Rushing up the field is Kevin Arthur. Ooh, big body check there. And we'll get a timeout. 3:14 left to go. Medfield 12, Hopkinton 3. You're tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. .314 left to go in the first half. A 12-3 Medfield lead off the timeout. It's going to be Warriors ball. Ooh, takes a big hit. There's Cole Cloney with Del Ponte sneaking up on him. Over to Lawson. Bethany. Sends it back over to Stanton. There's a shot and a save by Horgan. Good save there by Rocco. He's been busy in net today. Medfield was just putting relentless pressure on throughout much of the half, but Horgan has made a few good saves to keep this game somewhat in check. Ian Tosca over to Bodette. Bodette closing in. I think he was looking to sneak a shot off there, just couldn't find the opportunity. Petrie with it, sends it back to Ponte. Vasington. Vasington driving in, shot deflected. Picked up by Del Ponte. Secondary shot, it'll take a bounce over the net. Stays with the Hillers. McDonald trying to sneak it around. And knocked out. Able to scoop it back up. And he's being doubled here. Taking some big contact. Takes the shot. A little high. Well, Medfield came ready for McDonald today. Petrie into Del Ponte. Owen still already has 2 goals. He had 5 goals in the victory against Algonquin. There's a shot turned away. Good save by the Medfield goalie, Robert Spence. Off a powerful shot by Luke Bodette. Under a minute left to go in the half. There's a good stand here by the Hillers. Oh, I think that should have drew a call. Almost looked like a cross check. Along the far side. Good pass up to Stanton. These officials certainly letting them play out there. These two teams, as you would expect, they play each other rough. Anthony sends it over. Driving in. Shot, goal! That was a beauty by Cole Cloney. Just kind of swiped it in with the underhand shot. Makes it 13-3. It's 16 seconds left to go in the half. Manser up against Casey. Medfield looking for another quick goal before the end of the half here. 9 seconds left on the far side. Good battle for it as Luke Murphy is contested. Goes to the Hillers, 3 seconds. Long fling all the way up the field. That nearly went to the net. 13-3 at the end of 2 quarters. Medfield outscores Hopkinton 7-2 in the first, 6-1 in the second, and they lead it by 10. Heading into the second half, you are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. Part of the second half, a 13-3 Medfield lead, and we are underway in quarter number 3. Medfield with it, working left to right across your screen as they sub out a handful. Cloney over to Lawson. Cloney with it to Lawson. Their side now, Stanton takes a push, sends it behind the net. Out in front, beautiful setup, beautiful shot by Chris Bethany. That'll make it 14-3 Medfield. At 11:20 left to go in the third quarter. Dylan Manser up against Tim Casey. Here comes Lave Lynette. Well, the Hillers, I mean, this Medfield team, they've outmatched a lot of opponents this year. They are strong. Certainly expected to do big things in the postseason. John Sandus sends it behind. Coming out with it, McDonald. McDonald has a one-on-one now. Looks like we might have some laundry on the field too, perhaps a delayed call coming. Del Ponte sends it in front, shot wide. It was wide by Bodette, and let's see what that flag's all about. It's going to be against Medfield / 1 minute penalty against Quinn Fedor. So the Hillers with the man advantage. Their second power play opportunity of the day, if you will. Del Ponte sends it over. Behind the net, McDonald. Del Ponte sends it over to the near side. Up and around they go. McDonald trying to look to sneak out. Shot, save. Good save by Spence. Robert Spence facing off directly with McDonald. That is usually a tall task, but a good save there. 15 seconds left on the penalty against Medfield. And they're going to burn some clock here. Driving in, and we have a shorthanded Medfield goal. Chris Bethany. Second straight goal by Bethany. He has 4 goals this game. Makes it 15-3. 9:11 left to go in the third quarter. Off the face-off, here we go. Tim Casey. Under 9 minutes left now in the quarter. Cloney. Lawson. There's a shot. Deflected. That went off the post. Andrew Stanton on the shot. And off the post it goes. Goes flying into the crowd area. Lawson with it. Driving in. Takes it. And it deflected. Good save by Horgan. Actually, I don't know if it came out of his net. Well, Medfield gets it back. Luke Murphy swoops it in. 16-3 Medfield. 8:13 left to go in the quarter. I believe the running clock rule only applies to the fourth quarter. Manser up against DePero. Here comes Arthur. McNeil. Over to Matt George. Out in front. Off the post. Battle for it now. And it's put in. I believe it was Chris Bethany on the deflection. (17-3) Medfield. 7:35 left to go. I think they should consider implementing the running clock for the entirety of the second half. I mean, clearly Hopkinton's a bit outmatched here, and certainly a tough situation, but you get some good experience, that's for sure, for these young players. Another goal, Tim Casey. Scores it with 7:28 left to go. Just 7 seconds after the previous goal. Medfield pouring it on here in the third quarter. The Hillers are going to give everyone a taste of the action. Vassington in the center circle, matched up against Bartolotta. Well, this is a year where the Hillers have a very young team, Medfield, very experienced team. A lot of good returning players. And they are certainly expected to go far in the postseason. Gaffney. Behind the net he goes. Ripping it in, Luke Murphy. (19-3), 6:54 left to go in the third quarter. I think Medfield, they have a big roster. They do a lot of subbing, and certainly having 40 players on your roster is a big advantage. Along the near side, Griffin trying to pick it up. Here goes Bartolotta. Connor Knee with it. Out to Lawson. Now Lawless. Out in front. Coming in. And it's put in by Caleb Lawson. (20-3) Medfield at 6:07 left to go in the quarter. Well, this is going to be one of those games for Hopkinton. You kind of just forget about it. Forget about it and move on. Speaking of Hopkinton Hillers boys lacrosse, they'll celebrate their senior night next week. Good battle here in the face-off circle. Still loose. Picked up by Arthur. They'll celebrate their senior night when they take on Holliston next Tuesday, May 24th. That'll be a 6:45 game time. We'll have a few senior nights next week. The girls celebrate their senior night on Monday at 4 p.m. against Norwood. And then we'll have some nighttime softball on Friday, May 27th at 6:30. There's a shot. No good. Hillers take on Ashland in softball for their senior night. The boys lacrosse will have a couple times next week. We'll have them against Ashland on Friday, May 27th as well. And we're hoping to have those games live and some problems fixed, but no guarantees at this point. But we're going to do our best. We can assure you of that. Along the far side, Murphy with it behind the net. Medfield's going to take their time here. They're going to wait for the right opportunities to shoot. No reason to rush at all, up by 17. But if they see it, they're going to take it. And that shot just wide by Stanton. Sent over and wide by Murphy. Deflected. A deflection by Horgan. Picked up by Braden Jochum. Sent over to Champlin. Now DiMichele. Ponte along the far side, over to McDonald. Gould. Over to Sanda. Goodman. Around the net they go. So Ponte trying to look for someone in front of the net. We'll send it out to Champlin. Takes a shot and it's in. Owen Champlin, the first Hillers goal in quite a while. They'll take it. Comes at 3:03 left to go in the quarter, makes it a 20-4 game. Bartolotta on the far side with it for Medfield. Sends it out to DePiero. Now back to Lawless. Over to Regan. There's Marmai. And they're just going to pass around the horn for the moment. This is where you work on your passing. Driving in. Loose ball. Picked up by Murphy. Out in front, shot, goal. Good setup by Lawless for Connor Nee. (21-4). Medfield. 1:50 left to go in the quarter. Don't forget, you can catch HCAM Sports Talk. New episodes there Wednesdays at 2 p.m. before all the high school games get started off. Good steal there by Dylan Manser. Get you updated on all the local sports going on. A lot of high school sports and also some pro college sports as well. And for next week's episode, we'll be bringing the guys back and talking some Celtics. That's HCAM Sports Talk. New episodes Wednesdays at 2, but you can catch it always on our YouTube page and airing throughout the week on the HCAM channels. Sando with it. Over to Gold. Scoots it out. Petrie was trying to close in. He was diverted. Knocked out. Medfield has it. Under a minute left in the quarter. Here goes Dagnon. .40 seconds left in quarter number 3. Hillers outscored 8-1 this quarter. Sent wide. Goes to the Hillers. Horgan will take it up. Over to Yantoska. Long shot, it's wide. And there's a nice long pass upfield. And that'll do it for the third quarter. 21-4 is the score. In favor of Medfield, you are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. Quarter, 21-4, Medfield lead. John Olenek in the center circle for Medfield against, I believe that's Dylan Manser for the Hillers, number 40. And it is. Medfield wins that face-off. Hiller is able to get it back. Petrie fires it up. Bodette. There's McDonald. Bringing it around, taking some hits. Gotta give Medfield credit for how they pretty much took McDonald out of this game. Doubling up on him and putting relentless pressure. Really a very sound team. Del Ponte driving in, shot wide. Clock's gonna keep moving. The moving clock is in effect here in the fourth quarter. McDonald takes it out, knocked out, picked back up. Shot, goal! Owen McDonald strikes. Well, despite a rough game for the Hillers, Owen McDonald has a hat trick. 3 goals to his credit. 21-5 is the score. Clock continuing to run as long as Medfield's up by 10 or more. Warriors with it. Wallace scoots it out along the far side. Expect a lot of passing here by Medfield in this fourth quarter, burn off some of that clock. Medfield going to improve to 12-3. Hillers will fall to 5-9. Driving in. Lawless with it. Sends it out to Regan. Now closing in, Marmai. There's a shot, and it's put in by Ryan Costello. That makes it 22-5 at 8:57 left. I can tell you one thing for sure, this quarter is likely going to take 12 minutes exactly. Tosca in the center circle for the Hillers, up against Olnick. Loose ball. Good battle for it. And it's picked up by Champlin. Bodette. Along the far side, Gould. Under 8 minutes left now. Trying to drive in, Gould. Bodette. That shot deflected. Medfield has it. Good save by Spence. Pass up by Dignan. How to play it goes. Side out. Hiller's ball. Dave Lynette with it. Gives a nice body check there and rushes into Medfield territory. Here's Del Ponte. Bringing it around. Shot wide. Stays with the Hillers. That shot deflected. Good shot there by McDonald. It's actually Joseph Bethany in net now for Medfield. Everyone getting a taste of the action on both sides as Declan Crichton rushes up the far side for Medfield. Over to Harry Lapham. McNeil. Along the near side, Lapham. Closing in, shot wide. That was McNeil. Piero has it knocked away. Over to DeMcKelly. Nice pull down by Bodette. Under 5 minutes left now. Del Ponte. Shot wide by Sanda. Here comes McDonald. Del Ponte with it. Closing in, and he puts it in. (22-6). And 4:03 left. Clock continuing to run down. The Hillers outscoring Medfield in the fourth quarter so far, 2-1. There's a positive note. Battle for it. And it's picked up by Manser. Flings it just out of the reach of McDonald. Or maybe not. Still in play. Picks it up. Under 3 minutes left. There goes McDonald charging in. Shot wide. Del Ponte. And a good save there. Nice setup by Del Ponte for Champlin, but Bethany gets in the way. Handful of substitutions for the Hillers for the last couple of minutes of this game. Hillers ball. Out in front, and a score! Peter DeMcKelly. Makes it a 22-7 game. Medfield with it, closing in on a minute left. Dagnan. Costello. With it is Gaffney, and he's probably just going to hold it. 35 seconds and counting. Medfield going to take the victory. It'll likely end with the score 22-7. And he is indeed just going to hang on to it here and let that clock run out. Tough loss for the Hillers, but you're a young team going against a very experienced Medfield team. And you certainly got some good experience too. Hillers will fall to 5-9. Medfield 12-3. And a good victory here by a very good Medfield Warriors team who is probably going to do some big things in the postseason. A lot of experience and a lot of talent. For John Ritz on camera, I'm Tom Nappy. This has been Hopkinton Hillers Boys Varsity Lacrosse on HCAM. We thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And we'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.